So I'm here today to talk to you about building villages with STEM. So I'm here to inspire you to take action and realize how powerful STEM is. A couple days ago, I saw a video about the superpowers of STEM. So if you had shown me this video when I was 6, I would have said, is this for real? When we learn about STEM, we don't think about superheroes like Superman or Thor. We think about people with glasses reading textbooks. We don't realize how using STEM, we can make a change, be a superhero, help people, create new ideas. I was born in Nicaragua, so I grew up with nature around me, going down dirt roads, no AC, flies everywhere. I lived a simple life which I enjoyed, and never did I realize how much reconstruction the houses around me needed, and how it lacked the modern features cities like the one I live in today have. When I moved to the US, life was more overwhelming. With computers, iPhones everywhere, it wasn't until then that I realized the drastic differences between a developed nation and one that isn't. I saw how my home country was being polluted, as well as how my old classmates lacked access to basic resources. I wondered, what could I ever do about this? I didn't feel like the kids we all see on Disney Channel, changing their communities along with other places around the world. Sure, I was good at math and I knew science, but I definitely didn't know of the possibilities both behold. I always wondered how I could change people's lives for the better. Then I was introduced to the concepts of innovation and sustainability. So 2 summers ago, I reached out to a professor in the engineering department at my local university for a project to work on. I showed up the first day, and he showed me and 2 other students at my school a trolley. I had never been on a trolley, let alone worked on one before. He explained how the undergraduates for multiple years have been working piece by piece to bring the trolley to life. The point was to create an autonomous vehicle powered by renewable energy. I was really fascinated because I have never dived into the research of how to build a trolley before. But even more than that, I had never dived into the world of renewable energy and sustainable development before. My friends and I had to figure out how much energy the trolley would need to operate, how many solar panels would be needed to power it, and at what times they would need to charge, along with what other renewable resources could power it. I learned that on average, battery electric vehicles emit less CO2 over their lifetime than diesel cars. This really amazed me because this is facts that we usually ignore. Here was one of the many solutions to improving the state of the world, producing less pollution and less greenhouse emissions. The trolley was one of the many doors to open a future where all vehicles are powered by renewable energy. The next summer, I went back to work with the same professor. So first I had worked on a trolley, but this time we are planning a long-term project for my home country. My professor introduced me to a water wheel. A water wheel needs a turbine and a pump to transform the energy of flowing water into rotational energy, which is then converted to electricity. Water wheels can turn up to 90% of the mechanical energy into electricity, and one that produces 10 kilowatts can power a large home. So really, it's all about design and numbers. The project was to create a cost-effective water wheel which could provide electricity to homes. Nicaragua has had a pollution problem in its local lakes, and an overwhelming amount of homes lack electricity, yet are close to water. So imagine the possibilities if these were introduced to different communities there. Not only would homes have access to constant electricity to keep them warm, but they'd be motivated to keep the bodies of water clean because it's their source of energy. Never did I think I could be helping people this way. Yet, STEM made it possible for me. I realized there's no reason we can't help build villages here, as well as villages elsewhere. And I've been doing both. So we can all contribute some way, and somehow with STEM. So the first thing is, what is building a village anyway? For simplicity, I broke it down to 3 components: access to basic resources, education, and electricity. The facts are 790 million people are without access to an improved water supply. 1.2 billion do not have access to electricity. 3 billion do not have access to clean fuels for cooking. 39% of the worldwide poor have no formal education at all. 27% of people around the world were food insecure in 2019. And about 1.6 billion, more than 20% of the world's population, may lack adequate housing. All these people are struggling, and they need our help. They need our ideas, imagination, hard work, and inventiveness, no matter how big or small you are. They might be in your hometown, or perhaps they're in countries far away. And some of you may ask, what if where I live already has these 3? Well, there's 2 options. You can figure out a way to build villages far away, come up with ideas to help villages without water, food, transportation, education. All these people, wherever they are, can be helped by improving their living conditions. And you can preserve the environment they live in as well. Maybe one of you will come up with a way to deliver textbooks to poor areas, using robots or program AIs to help achieve wider global food security, and improving agriculture in different areas. The other option is you can improve the area you live in with new innovations. Ones that can reduce the pollution in your city, allow the air to clear up, allow vehicles and factories to become more sustainable and less destructive to our ecosystem. Because when you improve where you live, you're allowing more people to have access to a certain necessity. The trolley I worked on will give more people in my city access to public transportation at no cost, while doing it in the most sustainable way. This can be one project which can help hundreds, thousands, or millions of people. And you can do this too. My family always asks, how are you going to do all this? Really, with STEM, there's a world of possibilities. I have figured out we need a little grit and imagination, whether it's with computer science, engineering, environmental science, or chemistry. There are ways to improve and come up with devices and ideas which target these 3 necessities to build a village. You can use chemistry to create an easy way for people to test how safe their water is to drink, or use computer science to create accessible communication devices for poor communities. For me, I went from a water wheel to a trolley, and this way, 1 or 2 ideas can have a ripple effect and bring these villages up. The people in it can be introduced to a world with access to textbooks, clean water, warm winters, cleaner air. I started out as a little girl who just wanted to find a way to help people. If you like STEM, there is a way to change the world for all those people who lack basic necessities and need help. You can find a partner to work with if you need a push, or someone to help you bring your ideas to life. Find a mentor to guide you if you have a feeling or a calling, but you aren't sure. If neither of these apply, you can be that mentor who helps bring ideas to life. It doesn't matter if you're 10, 23, or 52. You can make a change and help communities far and wide improve and develop with technology, math, and science, giving kids and adults everywhere that power to change the world. And that's exactly how we're going to build our villages.